current events, injustice, police brutality, systematic racism, politics. What say ye? Enough said.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Enough Said with host Jemo, Haralite, and our special guest, Chris Wilby. Hi, Chris. Chris, you are the owner and producer and talk show host.
Pastor, everybody from Caribbean Vibes Radio.
Caribbean Vibes Radio. You guys should tune into that. It's very entertaining, very entertaining. Now, let me just say we're the voice of the voiceless, and there's always our general disclaimer that whatever we say was just our opinion. We're not, it's not the law, it's not gospel. Just take it with a grain of salt, as our parents would say, and just join in the conversation and like, comment, and share below. So today, what will we be talking about, Caroline?
Well, today we're going to talk about Kamala Harris being chosen by Joe Biden as his running mate for vice president, Black African American, Asian. She has so much in her. And what say ye, Chris? How do you feel about that?
And don't forget, she's also part Jamaican.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am excited for many reasons. I am excited, and I posted a picture earlier on my Facebook page that I see my daughters in Kamala Harris. And the reason I say that is because I have daughters in the United States who will look at her and say, oh, so a daughter of an immigrant can excel to the highest office in the land. And so if it's even for that reason, I am very, very happy and I am excited.
Absolutely. Let me just say this. I'm overjoyed. Even though I know there's been some controversy about her past record as DA in California, and if you're not familiar, guys, or the general audience with that, the allegation is that she let a bunch of over 1,000 people were locked up for weed. A couple people were, she had withheld evidence and they were put on death row, and she only brought out the evidence after they passed away, and that she was tough on crime as a DA. And my response to that is, first of all, none of those politicians are perfect, number one. Number two, that happened a long time ago. She's been senator for quite some time now. She says she has changed her perspective on things. She said herself that she even has tried weed herself, or that's the way I interpret it. So why hold the Black person to a higher standard? Why be so judgmental? We're not perfect. None of us are. So we have to be able to overlook that. And that's just my position on that. Great choice, Joe Biden.
For me, I am not that familiar with her. I saw when she, during the investigation, the impeachment trial, and that was when I started to pay attention to her, and I really liked the way she was able to ask direct questions to these guys, and she did not let up. And even when, anytime you see her doing some form of an interrogation, she just really tries to drive her point home. And no matter how much they try to scrimmage their way out of the question, you know how, we see a lot of deflecting from Republicans, or, very, very rarely they answer a direct question, especially if they think it's going to make them look bad. And I like how she asks her questions to make sure that you see that the person who is answering is not telling the truth. I really like that about her. And I like the fact that he chose somebody Black, because who in there, again, we cannot deny that we're in a racist country. And whenever you see anybody Black rise to the highest office, that's the only time I literally feel like, okay, there is hope for a change in this country. There's some hope.
Yes, I agree with you guys. I her record. Now, I am not going to presume that I know every single thing about her record. I wasn't following her all these years. I only started following Kamala Harris when she became a senator because I saw what, that she had potential. From the moment she became a senator. As a matter of fact, when she started running for Senate was when I started paying attention. So I don't know every single detail of her record as prosecutor, but I am one who will be quick to say that every prosecutor is tough. That's the nature of the job. Unfortunately, if you're a prosecutor, you are going to send innocent people to jail. The system is set up that innocent people goes to jail every single day. And as a prosecutor, you have to bring your case. If you believe a person is guilty of a crime, as a matter of fact, you see the prosecutor after you are charged with the crime.
Exactly.
The prosecutor isn't the one who is charging you with a crime. So the evidence, the police, they are going to bring whatever evidence they have, they're going to bring their case, and then the prosecutor is going to take it from there and run with it. So the problem isn't with the prosecutors, the problem is with the police. So if you need reform, you need to start reforming the police. And at the time when people talking about she sent people away for marijuana, come on, give me a break. It's ridiculous. It was the law. If you were found with marijuana, you go to jail. So she was upholding the law as a prosecutor. She was doing her job. So when I see some memes putting up on Facebook, I look at it and I'm like, are you people serious? This lady was working as a prosecutor in a state where, at a matter of fact, every state in the United States had these tough marijuana laws. And she was doing her job. She was prosecuting people for breaking the law.
That's right, Chris. And another thing, too, I can say is that even though the buck stops at the top and you have to take responsibility, when you are a head DA, you have hundreds of DAs under you. And they're doing cases and withholding evidence, and you're not, honestly, you can't look at every single case. They may brief you on a few top level ones. So even though the buck stops at the top, you can't directly blame her for evidence that came out after someone was killed or prosecuted or whatever. And you're absolutely right, Chris, with the law. If you're brought a case and you're the head prosecutor, you can't dismiss all of those charges. That's not your job to dismiss, it's to prosecute. So you're right, it starts with the police officers. And another thing I want to talk about is they're already talking about the birther thing like they did with Obama and the fact that she may not be Black. What say ye about that?
Well, I saw a picture of her mother and father today when they were in their young years. Very handsome couple, my word. And I kind of was amazed, a little bit, I must say, because it's full Indian and a light Black man.
Jamaican.
So, yeah, Jamaican guy. And it's the combination, you can look at Kamala and go, wow. So she represents the essence of America. And
yeah, no, is she Black? And is she born in America? That's what they're contesting now.
This whether persons are Black or not, I don't even have a discussion about that because everybody knows that if there's African in you, you're considered Black. Now, is it fair that an equally, other race kid, half white, half Black, half Indian, half Black, is it fair that you refer to them as Black? I don't know if that's fair, but that's just the way it is.
The laws of America.
It is.
I
And
think
it's
because
no different. America is what constantly focuses on black and white. And if you're going to focus on black and white, once there's a little black in somebody, they say they're black. And we just have to go with it. Now, if you want to change that, that's an argument for a different day. But as of today, the fact that she has some African in her, they consider her black. And
she is black. She is black. Go
yeah,
ahead.
she's black. I mean, the black is normally the dominant gene, so that is why most people, when you have black and another race, they consider you to be black because most of the time you look black, or you identify with black more than white or the other or Indian, because that's the dominant gene that is going to be shown, and that is why they call you black. Because if you, most of the time, if you notice, if you have a white and a black together, the black shows out more than the white. You end up getting brown. You know what I mean? So that's why they call. But it's, for me, it's neither here nor there. I'm not worried about that. And the people who are talking about whether or not she's American, don't give them any ear, because they tried it with Barack Obama. It did not work. Barack Obama did 2 terms as a president. So it's not going to go anywhere. It's just the racist people who are going to come with that. So I'm not worried about that.
I agree. And let me just say this. Kamala Harris considers herself black. She went to Howard University, for crying out loud. And the majority of people that go to Howard are African Americans or black people. She hung out with her sorority sisters, most of who were black. So why would they all of a sudden think she's not? Secondly, there are people who are claiming that she's not Jamaican. She only used the Jamaican thing when it was appropriate, when they talk about marijuana. In fact, her own father had discredited her for saying, yes, she tried marijuana, and not in these words, I'm paraphrasing. And she has basically that she has Jamaican blood in her. Now, listen, this is so, and then his response was that something they felt that her grandmother would turn over in her grave if she heard her talk like that. And then after that, he said no more comments to the media, which honestly, he should not have made that comment. He should have done it privately. But, in this day and age, it seems so ridiculous for them to say that somebody who smokes weed something is negative or horrible about it. It's a choice. Some people choose to smoke, some don't. And now weed is legalized. So what's the big deal? Caroline?
Well, what's even more ridiculous than that is when their person saying she's not Jamaican because she was born in America. And what they don't understand, that even by nature of your Jamaican passport, or, if your father or your mother is Jamaican, and wherever you are born, you're still considered Jamaican. So in other words, she is American, but she still has Jamaican heritage. So we Jamaicans do not deprive persons of their heritage. Her father is Jamaican, so from a Jamaican perspective, she's also Jamaican. So when I have Americans who are going to say, why are Jamaicans claiming her because she reached the highest office? And, if it was something negative, the Jamaicans would not have claimed her. That is not so. We claim her because her father is Jamaican. That's it.
I want to tell you the Indians are claiming her too. So what? So all 3 of us can claim her. Her mother was Indian, but lineage usually comes through the father, right? Mostly. Right. Is where even your last name comes through the father. Harris is her father's last name. That was, her mom and her dad were married for a little while. They broke up when she was pretty young, like 7 or 8 years old. But the fact of the matter is that her heritage is Jamaican. It's also Indian. I'm not going to discredit that, even though she's born here in America. So that whole birther thing, like Chris says, that they did with Obama, we don't have to pay attention to that. That's nonsense. Total nonsense. But she is of Jamaican heritage, and we're going to claim it whether you like it or not. And it's that Jamaican heritage that's going to make her tough, even though she says her mom has given her stamina and her ability to function. it's the Jamaican blood in her that makes her tough, because Jamaicans are known as tough cookies, and she can stand up against Donald Trump and Mike Pence.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't have a lot to say about her and being Jamaican. She's a Jamaican, she's an American, she's Indian. You know, she might be even something else. You know, she's multiracial, multicultural. So,
Right.
and she's going to be multitasking because I have all faith in her, and it's a good thing that Joe Biden chose her to be his running mate because number one, he kind of had to choose a black person because if he did not choose a black person, he would be guaranteeing his defeat. He would be guaranteeing that a lot of black people would stay home. Not every black person would stay home, but enough black people would stay home and guaranteeing Trump a second term. What he has done in essence right now is motivating the black vote, and is bringing the excitement, you know, because a lot of black people are looking at this ticket just like how they look at Obama when Obama was president and saying, oh, my son can reach that highest office. A lot of black people now are saying, my daughter can reach that office. My daughter can become president of the United States. And Kamala Harris, because I really believe that Joe Biden is only going to serve one term. And Kamala Harris, for some reason, is the next time around, she's going to be the head of the ticket. So it's like she has now started the next presidential cycle.
And she qualifies for that because
Absolutely.
I looked at everybody he was looking at, and she was the most qualified.
And she can prosecute the case against Donald Trump. I tell you that there is nobody better to prosecute the case against Donald Trump, and she is going to be tough on him. Look out for the next couple of weeks.
But unfortunately, the debate itself is Trump and Biden, right? So she's going to debate Pence. Right. Which I think she'll do a great job with that because I don't see Pence.
She's going to eat his food.
I don't see Pence as a good debater at all. But I wish it was a situation, now I'm just thinking of that, where you had the president, even if they have one debate between the president and Biden, you know, they should have the president, the vice president, and the Biden. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how great that debate would be?
Oh, Lord.
Caroline?
I think we just need to also not forget how historic this is. First of all, woman, she's, you know, the woman, as well as the fact that she is multiracial. It is just, this is a very milestone for women, a milestone, you know, for her being in that position. And like you say, and what I want to ask Chris is, how do you feel, Chris, about Black people criticizing this lady who hasn't even, she was just named yesterday, and you have so many Black men and Black women criticizing her already? How do you feel about that?
You know, I am very happy because that was my next, it's like you read my mind, because that was what I was going to talk about when I get the chance next. So thank you for that question. You know, I am just so disappointed. I am angry. I am mad. It's just sad that so many Black people, before they even get a chance to say congratulations to this Black woman, it has never happened before in the society. Black people, qualified Black people, have had to bend over backwards. They have had to jump through hoops. They have had to work triple times as hard to get to a position as their white counterpart. A matter of fact, even people who are white who are less qualified than they are. You know, so for me to see the Black community, especially Black men, going at her the way they are, I'm just disappointed. Disappointment is underestimating, you know, what I feel. You know, it's putting it mildly. I had to block a couple of people from my page today because of the disgusting, I mean, disgusting, rude, crude, black men I'm talking about,
You know what?
crude things that they were saying about her. I just couldn't stand it. So I just blocked them because I just didn't want to see it. And they're allowing it on their page so that other black men will come in and tear
Yeah.
this woman down. And
Let
then
me
you have
say
black
this.
women who are doing it too.
Yeah, it's very disheartening that black people need to come together, number one. Number two, I heard somebody say black men always disrespect black women anyway, which is sad, a sad commentary. I know it's not everybody, but that's what they said. But let me just say this, you know, Kamala, I'm very disheartened at what the black people are saying. If they're black, that's negative against Miss Harris. We need to come together for the common good, for the overall goal. We need to see the full picture and stop being so short-sighted. But I am more concerned generally about what the white folks say, because the black people are in the minority. We have to win the white folks over too on our side to get the votes that we need. Don't get me wrong, I'm not ignoring the black folks, but I spend more time generally at the negative comments that the white folks make than I do at the black folks. Because sometimes, I don't know if I feel like they don't know better or they'll come around. I mean, if you have a choice between Joe Biden and Harris and Trump, regardless of what she has done, it can't be worse than what Trump has done. It can't be.
She has never raped a 13-year-old. I know that. And that is a thing that, you know, I think it's something that I'm going to call on the black race about. We've got to learn to unite for the greater good. You know, it is too bad that we spend more of our time tearing each other down than uniting for the greater good. If a black man had nothing positive to say about Kamala, they should have just kept their mouth closed.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Here's why I agree with you. What Donald Trump has done, it can't be. Donald Trump is the worst president I've seen in my lifetime.
Same here.
Right? And it cannot equate, nothing that that Kamala has done can equate to what Donald Trump has done and is doing as president of the United States. And for people to say, oh, I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, is saying, I am going to vote for Donald Trump. So you agree with what Donald Trump is doing, and you would rather have Donald Trump than Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Something is wrong with that picture as a black person.
I agree. And those people were saying that, you know, they get a little stimulus money or their stocks went up and that's why they're sticking with Trump. You know, all I can say is blacks, Hispanics, brown people, you like Trump, but Trump don't like you. How can that be? How can you like somebody who don't give a crap about your race? And let's go back to Kamala Harris. At least we know she'll have some empathy and there won't be any discrimination as there have been. She won't sympathize with white supremacists. She won't sympathize with war against Jews. She won't empathize with any of those things that Donald Trump has empathized with. So she's definitely the lesser of two evil. And I don't even see her as an evil. As you said, Chris, she was just doing her job. If that's all they can come up with, the rest of the stuff is a slander. You know, who she slept with or what. Look at Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Just slander. So I'm not paying attention to that. Caroline?
Yeah, and the difference is Trump's behavior. We have a criminal in the White House. Trump should be behind bars. What Kamala did is, you know, she did her, like you say, it was based on her job. It's not considered a criminal act. So how is it that you would prefer to choose a rapist? That is a part about him that that bothers me the most. And especially when I found out that this president have raped 13-year-old kids. 13? Are you serious? And you still would rather talk badly about Kamala? There's nothing. Like Chris, like you said, this is the worst human I have seen in office in the history of my life. I've seen bad humans in office, but I've never lived under the rulership of such a horrible a person with no morals at all. And this is who they have voted for to run the United States of America, which they say is the greatest country on earth. You have chosen somebody like this to be the president? How is that so?
The president is racist, we all know that. And so the fact that Joe Biden has chosen a Black female is going to make, and she's Black, she's a Black female, she's multiracial, yes, she has other blood in her, but she's American, Indian, and Jamaican. It's going to make the whole racism even more intense. You know, I've seen comments on Facebook, now you're really going to lose, because a lot of the white people, and I hear 50% of the white people today would still vote for Trump when they did the last survey. 50%, which is a high to me.
Because we're in a racist country. And no matter what you do to say that you're great, and at the same time you're racist, that's an oxymoron. You can't, that's two opposites.
Right.
You can't be great and be racist at the same time. So America, tell us what you are. Either you're racist or you're great. Under Trump, what exactly is America? What is it? Has he really made America great again?
Hells no.
And he has not yet denounced the killing of Black men, the raping of women. He has not denounced anything that takes away the greatness from the country.
And I know Kamala will do it. I know she has the heart. I know she has the blood. I know she believes in it. And I know she'll do it. I don't know. I know she has stepchildren. I don't know if she has any kids of her own. But I do know that she talks about a grandbaby. So I guess maybe her stepkid baby or her own. I don't know. But she has the compassion. And that's what Trump lacks.
Trump has no compassion. And anybody who votes for Trump needs to understand, Trump does not care about you. Trump cares about winning, but he does not care about the American people. And until the American people, Black and white, get that under their belt, he does not care about the American people.
It's you're absolutely correct. There's only one thing though I need to correct Caroline on. It is alleged that he raped this 13-year-old. We have to be careful because
we have to say alleged.
He was never convicted of that crime in a court, so we can't say that he is a rapist. So we just need to make that disclaimer. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what everything else I agree with you guys that he's a racist, and he has said and done racist things, and the latest thing that I now see is overtly courting the white supremacist and the racist vote by saying that is undoing some Obama era housing rule that put low income people in the suburbs, you know, and suburban moms, they do not want certain set of people in their neighborhoods. I've never seen a president be so blatantly racist. He put that out there in a tweet that suburban moms are going to vote for him because they do not want certain set of people in their neighborhoods. I was like, this has got to be some trolls or somebody trolling him. Then I realized it was a real tweet.
Yeah, but listen to this. If we should name all we can have a podcast just on all Trump's racist action and comments and behavior. And that would fill a whole podcast. So we have to save that for another time. Let me just say, I think Kamala Harris, let me first confirm, in case anybody comes, that Trump is alleged rapist, alleged. He has been convicted. He was just accused. There's also allegedly he paid hush money for a lot of these cases why the young ladies can't come out. But this is all alleged. So let's, once again, I'm agreeing with you, Chris. Let me just say that Kamala Harris is the best person for this job. Put her color aside, put anything. She's the most qualified. She's been in the Senate. She was a DA. She's a lawyer, first of all. She was a DA for many years, the top DA, not just a DA, the top one. She also was in the Senate and still is in the Senate. You heard her in the Senate fight for Black folks. You heard her in the Senate fight for minority rights. You heard her fight for the rights of all the underprivileged and underdogs. You know, the LGBTQ community. You heard her fight for everybody. And that's, so what more can she do to prove herself? She has evolved, guys. All right, guys, I just want to conclude our discussion on the vice presidential pick of Kamala Harris by Joe Biden. All of us say one thing in conclusion, and then we'll sign off. I just have to say that I think it's a great choice. She's the most qualified. I can see her if something happened to Joe, or as Chris believes that he's probably just going to serve one term, you know, whether it's health-wise or otherwise. I can see her being the first Black president of the United States. She can step right in that shoe, and then she can choose one of the other ladies if possible. Wouldn't it be great to have two women running the country, president and vice president? Of course, you can select a man too. I'm not saying that. So I think it's a wonderful choice. What say you?
I just want to encourage everybody to make sure you go out and vote. I am pushing the blue vote. The country is in a disaster. We have, in my opinion, a very unstable person as a president, and we need to get him out of the White House. So my encouragement, anybody but Trump, and you go and you vote. You have to exercise your vote. We know that they will try to suppress the votes, they'll try to steal the votes, they'll try to do whatever it takes to win. But the more we vote, the more we want when he loses, we need for him to lose big. So there will be no questions asked, because the gap would be so far apart, so he cannot fight it. So we need every person who has the ability and who is capable to go out and vote.
Yes. Chris, what say you?
Yes, it's a very interesting time we're living in, and right now it's kind of exciting that we have Kamala Harris on the ticket, who I believe is going to be the first African-American woman president. She's going to be the first African woman president. Yeah, so she will be the first vice president, then president.
I got
you. I am excited to have her on the ticket. And as Caroline say, you know, she's encouraging everybody to go out and just play their part and make this happen.
Yes, thank you very much. Vote blue, guys. And we thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Enough Said. We are the voice of the voiceless. And we just would like to thank myself, Caroline, and our special guest today, Chris. Hope you can come on again. Chris, could you tell them a little bit about your radio station?
Yes, Caribbean Vibes Radio.
There it is.
Yes, Caribbean Vibes Radio. I am the director, the broadcaster, everything right here at Caribbean Vibes Radio. I am on Sunday evenings from 5 o'clock until 8 o'clock, gospel. So I'm also on Saturday evenings with discussion in the news. The program is in the news, and we have some very spirited discussions on Saturday evening.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
I hope that people can join us. So it's Caribbean Vibes Radio. Right now we are on TuneIn. We already have the domain, and we are building the website, so that will be up pretty soon. So looking forward to seeing you all.
Excellent. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. And thank you for watching. We love you.
Thank you. Enough said.
Enough said.
Enough said.
Have a
Okay.
good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Current events, injustice, police brutality, systematic racism, politics. What say ye? Enough said.